Hello and welcome back to another video here on the channel, everyone. Today we're going to be covering HCMC Stock, Healthier Choices in Corp, and why it's actually going to be an amazing investment. This penny stock is actually among my favorite, and I'm going to be going over exactly why that is, as well as we're going to be taking a look at some of the recent news regarding HCMC and some of my technical analysis and key support and resistance levels that I'm going to be watching for the next couple of days and going into next week. But before we do get started with today's video, make sure to hit that red subscribe button, turn on your notification bells. That way you guys don't miss any future videos. Also, I've recently created a new Patreon page, and I don't usually mention this in my videos, but this is my Patreon page right here. If you guys would like to become patrons, it would support out the channel a lot, and most of the proceeds would actually go to going back into this channel to help make the videos even better. As well as if you guys do become patrons on this channel, you guys will get access to early videos, as well as some of my notes that I take when I'm researching these stocks, as well as many other things. So you guys definitely don't want to miss out on that. If you want to become a patron on this channel, the link will be down below. It's going to be the first link that you guys pretty much see at the top of the description. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into today's video. Now, a lot of the things that we will cover in this video will be related to the ongoing lawsuit between HCMC and Philip Morris. For those of you guys who aren't familiar with what's actually going on with the lawsuit, there was actually a lawsuit filed around 6 months ago by HCMC, who had alleged that Philip Morris was actually engaging in patent infringement. So something similar to like copyright. Now, ever since then, there's been a lot of back and forth with Philip Morris also making accusations towards HCMC, and things just really got out of hand, and there was even a lot of bickering between the two communities who are invested both in HCMC and in Philip Morris, and they were pretty much competing over which stock will actually prevail in the end, price wise. And real quick, you guys are probably wondering why my chart looks like this, and well, that's because a lot of you guys have been losing hope in HCMC. And just for some perspective, I had the chart set to have the average weekly share prices, so each candlestick basically represents how the stock has been doing for a particular week, and it goes back about a year and a half worth of price action. And well, you guys can probably see right here that the stock has been consolidating at around 0.0001 cents for over a year. And then that pretty much changes around this point right here very recently, and then we can pretty much see that the stock starts to climb just around 2 months ago, which was literally not that long ago. So the stock pretty much stays very consistent, literally not even moving once, and then all of a sudden, just literally 2 months ago, that's pretty much when the stock starts to have some momentum and it just starts to climb. And then we can definitely see that it starts to peak out at 1 cent, which was actually like one of its highest points that it's ever gotten to. And then of course you guys can see there's a minor pullback that happens around this point right here when the stock just starts going downhill, but then you guys can actually see that the stock starts to recover. So yeah, this pullback was actually due to there being a lot of paper hands around this particular point in time, and they just started to lose a lot of interest in the stock, maybe some whales along in there as well. But then you guys can see something interesting actually starts to take place very recently. Now you guys can take that how you will, but I personally see that as a good sign for HCMC going into the future. Now let's go ahead and switch back to the 5-day 5-minute chart, and I'll be going over some of my technical analysis and some of my key support and resistance levels that I'm going to be watching for the next couple of days. So as you guys can see right here, my previous support and resistance levels were at 0.0021 and 0.0023. So not much has really changed, except the stock had a minor pullback, and that's actually going to change a lot of things. You guys might not see that as like a really big deal, but that just shows that our support level will actually have to drop, since it's actually been consolidating very tightly at that exact point that it actually dropped to. So then we're going to keep our resistance level the same, because of course that's going to be the point that we want to retest multiple times, and if we can actually break that point, that's going to be a good sign going into the future that we can see the stock actually break the previous peak that it was at around here at 0.0035, apparently on, which was actually on HCMC day. But that's pretty much all I have for the support and resistance levels today. There wasn't really much change, but what we can be watching out for in the future is, of course, just we can see the stock staying above that support level, consolidating very tightly, and then of course just retesting that resistance level and trying to stay above it for a little while, and then that's going to be a good sign for the stock moving forward. But that's really going to be the end of today's video. It was just a quick update. There's not much really going on, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please go ahead and leave a like if you guys did enjoy. Of course, go ahead and subscribe with your notification bells if you guys would like to get notified of every time I upload. But I'll see you guys next time.